18 races in just about 6 months here into the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season, and we have arrived here in our penultimate round. The championship battle is absolutely raging on, and we got 3 drivers that are pretty much right in the thick of it for that championship battle, with a lot more on the outside looking in to potentially make up some ground here tonight to put themselves in a position to go for the championship. Next race out at the finale here for the IndyCar Series. But tonight, we have the penultimate race. Race number 19 of 20 here on the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. And this race was quite the chaotic one last season. We'll have to see if we see a repeat this time around. But regardless, it's going to be an interesting race here under the lights here from the Richmond Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to race number 19 of the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. Welcome to the Smithfield, Virginia 100K from the Richmond Raceway. Ooh, what's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome to race number 19 here on the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. The Smithfield, Virginia 100K here at the Richmond Raceway, the 3/4 mile short track here in Richmond, Virginia. And home to a lot of interesting races, especially here in the Haas IndyCar Series season. Like I said, last year's race here was pretty chaotic in its own right. We had Max Anderson blow up from the race lead. We had some pit shenanigans, and Bradley Bradshaw ended up taking home one of his couple of wins that he had in the 2024 season. But of course, that was earlier on in the season last year. But this time around, it plays host to the penultimate race of the season, and definitely has the opportunity to shake things up as we head into the final round of the season next week. And like I said, we have got a crazy championship battle going on right now with a couple drivers right up there in the mix. A couple drivers on the outside looking in, looking to make some ground up. And definitely going to be intriguing to see how everything will play out here tonight after 83 laps here around the Richmond Raceway. Definitely going to be a lot of fun to see how it'll all play out. Of course, we got a pit stop that we'll see about the middle of the race. And I am very, very intrigued to see how this race will play out. But really quickly, before we get things rolling, we'll take a quick look here at your championship standings. Of course, going into the final round of the penultimate round of the season, with the finale just next week. And like I said, up at the top of the point standings, things are pretty tight. Braden Perez holds on to the points lead for the time being. Took the points lead away after, I believe, the last race out at the Watkins Glen Raceway. And he only holds on to the point lead, though, by just 1 point over the 52 of Zachary Fitzwater, who had a bit of a tough go at it at the Glen. So did Braden Perez, but Perez did outscore him and ended up taking the points lead, but with them two struggling a little bit there, that allowed Tanner Parton to close in with a solid run, and now he only sits 2 points behind Braden Perez, and those are 3 that are really going at it up at the top of the point standings there. And looking further on down the charts, Brendan Wilmington, the first car, kind of on the outside looking in. He's 4th in points, 40 points back, so if he has a solid day here today, and the other 3 have mediocre runs here today, then Wilmington could definitely have an opportunity to sneak into that championship battle come Pocono. John Andrews in the 79-year winner at the last race out at the Watkins Glen Raceway. Also in that position comes in only 41 points behind. Ace Garcia, 6th in points, 58 back. Dylan Matthews is 7th, 79 back. Christian Vargas is 8th, 81 back. Bradley Bradshaw is 9th, 93 back. And Anthony Hernandez rounds out your top 10 in points, 98 points behind Braden Perez, so a lot of those guys will probably need short of a miracle to get into that championship battle come Pocono, but I don't know. We've seen about all season long, anything can happen, and it's not over till it's over, so we'll have to see how today's race plays out. Tell you what, though, Braden Perez in the 83 qualified in the 3rd position, so he has a good shot at potentially wrapping up a good finish here from the Richmond Raceway. Zachary Fitchwater, Tanner Parton starting a little bit further back, so Perez definitely with the advantage on the start. But we'll still have to see how everything plays out here after 83 laps. Got a long race here ahead of us, so we'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out here from the Richmond Raceway. But I think that is just about everything said and done. I think it's about time we get these guys rolling here from the Richmond Raceway. But really quickly, we'll take a quick look here at your starting lineup here for the Smithfield, Virginia 100K here from the Richmond Raceway. On the pole position, it's the number 80 of Chris Reynolds there for PO Racing, starting alongside the 86 of Carson Miller. Back-to-back front row starts for that Durrani Racing driver. Good stuff there for him. Row number 2, we got some heavy hitters. It's the 83 of Braden Perez, your points leader, starting alongside the 98 of Brennan Wilmington. Row 3, it's the number 99 of Max Anderson, starting alongside the 48 of Marcus Glitch. Guys that have had pretty tough seasons, looking for a bit of redemption here tonight. Row number 4, it's a 27 of Ace Garcia, starting alongside the 13 of Duncan Ward. Rounding out your top 10 there in row number 5, we have the 39 of Dylan Matthews, starting to the inside of the 63 of Logan Williams. Race info will be on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Got an 83-lap race here tonight. The usual 30 entries and pit window pretty wide here from the Richmond Raceway. Should see guys come in between around lap 43 to 47. So some cautions could definitely throw a wrench into things, which isn't quite out the window here from the Richmond Raceway. Like I said, we've seen some chaotic races here in the past. We'll just have to wait and see how tonight plays out here after 83 laps around this 3/4-mile racetrack here in Richmond, Virginia. Just got 2 races left to go on the season before we crown a champion. And today we'll set in stone who we see fighting for that championship next time around at the Pocono Raceway. But here we go. Chris Reynolds, Carson Miller going to lead us to the green flag here in the penultimate round of the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. We are underway here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. Great jump there off the start for Chris Reynolds. He's going to lead the opening lap by quite the margin to now the 83 of Braden Perez, who's side by side there with your outside pole sitter of Carson Miller. The inside lane is where you want to be here around the Richmond Raceway, and you've already got the guys that started on the inside moving on up. Max Anderson in the 99 now side by side there with the 86 of Carson Miller. See Tanner Parton back there in the 8 on the inside lane, trying to move on up all over the gearbox of Bradley Bradshaw, and he's going to turn him! Hard in the outside wall goes Bradshaw, and he's also going to take out the 93 of Avery Alford. Look out, everybody, trying to merge back on the track safely. Looks like we are good, but already under our first caution of the night here at the Richmond Raceway. Chris Reynolds in the 80 leads them back to the line. But Tanner Parton in the 8 makes contact with Bradley Bradshaw, sends him into Avery Alford, and sends both cars around through turns 1 and 2. And it's going to bring out an early caution here at the Richmond Raceway. Looks like everybody is going to file in without issue. Bradley Bradshaw in the 07, though, probably a lot of damage to that rear wing. He took a shot to the outside wall. At least for everybody else, it looks like everybody might be staying out here under the caution flag. Tough break there for Bradshaw and Alford getting taken out here early on in the race, but still a long way to go. But really quickly, we'll take a quick look at what brought out our first caution of the night. And we'll get you all back to the green flag here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K here from the Richmond Raceway. Taking a look here, watching the 07 of Bradley Bradshaw. Going here into turns 1 and 2, Tanner Barton all over the gearbox of the 07. Accidentally going to kind of hook him here, going into 1 and 2. And Bradshaw, unfortunately, no really time to check up, get off the gas or anything. Comes back up the track into the 93 of Avery Alford. And both those guys going to take a hard shot to the outside wall. Bradshaw gets a considerable amount of air there in the 07. Avery Alford also took a pretty solid lick there to the outside wall as well. Yeah, just an unfortunate circumstance there, all things considered. It's the beginning of the race, everybody's bunched together and just trying to go for what they can while the tires are still fresh and especially grippy. And Tanner Barton, unfortunately, just got a bit too close with the 07 of Bradshaw. Unfortunately hooked him into the 93 of Avery Alford. So a tough break there for those guys involved. I'll have to see if they can keep pace. Avery Alford didn't pit under the caution flag, so we'll have to see how that 93 keeps up. But Bradley Bradshaw did come down the pit lane, probably to repair some of that rear wing damage to the 07. So we'll have to see how that 07 runs here after this caution flag. But a tough break there for those two. And it's an early caution here from the Richmond Raceway. But really quickly, we'll get you one more replay here at full speed, and then we'll get you all back to the racing action here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K, here from the Richmond Raceway. Taking a look here at full speed, and bang. Hard shot to the outside wall for Bradshaw and Avery Alford. Like I said, just early on in the race, everybody trying to go for what they can and cause a bit of chaos here at a track like the Richmond Raceway. But I only had one car come down the pit lane that caution. That was the 07 of Bradley Bradshaw for some damage repair and probably the works as well. But leading them back to the caution flag was your pole sitter, the 80 of Chris Reynolds. We'll have to see how that 80 car can hold up here on the restart here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K, here from the Richmond Raceway. Well, welcome back to the Smithfield, Virginia 100K here from the Richmond Raceway, wrapping up our first caution of the night for Bradshaw and Alford, going around through turns 1 and 2. Because both cars are still in the race, so all 30 cars, of course, are still in the race and on the lead lap. Avery Alford in the 93 stayed out on the racetrack, so probably not too much damage to the 97, but Bradshaw in the 07 did come down the pit lane. I definitely imagine probably quite a bit of rear wing damage to the 07, so we'll have to see if he can keep pace. We're going to restart here on lap number 9 here from the Richmond Raceway. Your top 10, you got Chris Reynolds, Braden Perez, Ace Garcia, Dylan Matthews, Max Anderson, Angel Gutierrez, Carson Miller, Noah Clifton, Brennan Wilmington, and Justin Zidell rounds out your top 10 as we're back green flag racing here from the Richmond Raceway as Chris Reynolds leads the field back into turn number 1. Here comes Braden Perez in the 83 with a decent jump on the restart, looking to try and get to the inside of Reynolds, but Reynolds is going to hold the bottom there through 3 and 4. Dylan Matthews in the 39 now up into 3rd. Pushes Ace Garcia up the racetrack before the lead. Here comes Perez down into turn number 1. And he is going to take that race lead away from the 80 of Chris Reynolds, which is definitely not what everybody else in this championship battle wants to see. Here comes Max Anderson in the 99, looking to take that second position away from Dylan Matthews. Angel Gutierrez looking to move on up here. Clifton and Miller looking to follow suit. Braden Perez there under fire from the 75, of Justin Zidell. Also got the other Autoron Motorsports car looking to move up. The 79 of John Andrews. Tanner Barton there in the 8, stuck up on the outside. Back there fighting with the 97 of Aaron Abel. Zachary Fitzwater not faring too much better at all there in the 52. Stuck towards the back of the field here in traffic, fighting the 81 of Brad Stover. But Braden Perez currently leading the way here from Richmond side by side for second between Angel Gutierrez and Max Anderson. Of course, in the early stages of this race, while the tires are still quite grippy, we're going to see a lot of shuffling going on throughout this field. But as the tires start to wear It's going to start spreading out a bit, but for the race lead, Angel Gutierrez looking to take it away here from Braden Perez. He goes down the inside here through 1 and 2 and is going to take that race lead away. Noah Clifton, the 55, looking to try and follow suit here. Yeah, while these tires still got a lot of life in them, the time to go is now. Because once these tires do start to wear out, it's going to get harder and harder to pass. Clifton goes to the inside of the 97 of Gutierrez and swipes the race lead away through 1 and 2. Here comes your outside pole sitter, Carson Miller, looking to get back up here into this lead battle. Max Anderson trying to hold on there to the 5th position, but here comes Justin Zeidel in the 75 with Duncan Ward following suit. Marcus Glitch looking to make his way back up. Logan Williams there in the 63 also making some moves. Tanner Parton got back down to the inside and is now starting to make up ground in that 8 machine. Fitzwater's also gotten back down to the bottom as well and now looking to try and start making his way up through this field. Wilmington there in the 98 though is still stuck up on that outside lane. Falling back is that NS racing car. He needs to try and get to the inside as soon as he possibly can. Brent Perez looking to try and settle here in the 4th position, but Justin Zeidel is going to say nuh-uh and dives to the inside. Braden Perez really drives the 83 up the track there through 1 and 2, but Zeidel now going to move up into 4th. Here comes Marcus Glitch looking to move his way here inside of the top 5. No Clifton though still holding on to the race lead. It's almost kind of like we got a top 3 breakaway now for the time being between Clifton, Miller, and Angel Gutierrez. Zeidel now in 4th, Glitch in 5th. 6th is now the 13 of Duncan Ward as Perez is now stuck up on that outside. Here comes Tanner Parton in the 8. Oh, but he's under fire here from the 80 of Chris Reynolds, who's going to dive it to the inside there for the 10th position. And he's got a long line of cars behind him. Aaron Abel, Ace Garcia, Angel Oliveira there, all on the inside lane. Fitzwater in 52 now trying to go after the 98 of Brennan Wilmington back here. Wilmington's going to try and hold on, block the inside lane. See if Wilmington can maybe make some ground up here. Perez continuing to lose a couple spots here as he stays stuck up on that outside lane. There goes the 00 Christian Vargas. See, it looks like he's going to try to slot in here in front of the 1 of Andra Baranauskas there in the 9th position. Right now, the Noah Clifton, the 55, starting to try and pull away here with this race lead. They're battling behind him there for 2nd. Carson Miller and Angel Gutierrez are going side by side. Justin Zeidel looking to get in here on this battle. He's right on the gearbox of the 86 of Carson Miller, looking to help him through. Careful not to clip him. He's going to check up there through 1 and 2 to avoid running into the 86 there. And is going to clear Gutierrez in the process. Gutierrez looking to cross over, though. As Zeidel trying to hold strong and is looking now to the inside of Carson Miller. Looking to take that 2nd position away. And move Justin Zeidel into the 2nd position there for Otter Island Motorsports. Gutierrez looking for 3rd now. Honestly, got to give a call to BK Industries. Gutierrez and Marcus Glitch right now both having good runs, knock on wood. Definitely what that team needed. It's been a struggle for both cars so far this season. Looking for a good result here from the Richmond Raceway. Logan Williams in the 63 was falling back a little bit. Fitzwater trying to make some ground up in that 52. Wilmington and the 98's finally gotten down to the inside lane. Now looking to try and make his way back up through the field, but the tires are starting to wear. You can definitely tell these guys are starting to spread out a little bit. Braden Perez in the 83 has lost quite a bit of ground since we last checked in on him. He's now outside of the top 10. Last time by in the 14th position was that 83. So honestly, just about all of our championship contenders kind of struggling here so far from the Richmond Raceway, but Braden Perez in the 83 still with a decent enough run there in the 14th position. Looking to try and hold on to that. Tanner Parton a couple cars back, but is on the outside lane, fighting the 25 of Thomas Trunks. So Zachary Fitzwater's been kind of moving his way up here through the field, and that 52 now back up into 20th, right in front of the 79 of John Andrews there, who, if he can get up to the front and everybody else were to kind of stay where they were, could definitely capitalize Same could be said for Brennan Wilmington, but he's kind of struggling back here in traffic now on the outside of the 41 of Bruno Giacomo. The 07 of Bradley Bradshaw, that rear wing damage is not faring him well. A little bit off the pace there is the 07 of Bradshaw, so really tough break there for last year's winner of this race. But Noah Clifton looking really strong here in this race so far. He's now got a 1.4 second lead, to the 75 of Justin Zeidel. Doing a good job right now holding on to second. Third is Dylan Matthews. Fourth, Carson Miller trying to hold on to it. Fighting with the one of Aja Baranowskis. Chris Reynolds is going to take seventh, I believe, actually sixth. Seventh is Duncan Ward. Eighth is Marcus Glitch. Ninth is Christian Vargas. And right now, Angel Olvera currently rounds out your top 10. Braden Perez now under fire from Max Anderson. And now here comes the 79 of John Andrews. And here is pretty much about all of our championship contenders right in the mix of it. Oh, Perez goes really wide there through 1 and 2. Fitzwater's all over his gearbox, and Parton looking to the inside. How about this? Your 3 championship contenders that are going at it up there at the top of the point standings, all running right close to each other. John Anderson, the 79, ahead of them, looking to try and make up some ground. Perez gets to the inside of the 52 of Fitzwater, pushes in up the track, looking for Tanner Parton to potentially try and take advantage here. These guys continue to race side by side with one another. Fitzwater trying to hold on that outside lane, doing a pretty good job at it so far. Those tires are really starting to wear, so the grip is really going away. These two remain side by side back there. Zeidel still in second. Aja Baranowskis now looking to take that final podium position away from the 39 of Dylan Matthews. Carson Miller looking to potentially follow suit as well to take that fourth position. Now 2.1 seconds ahead is the 55 of Noah Clifton. Zachary Fitzwater has cleared the 83 of Braden Perez and is looking to try and pull away a little bit. Tanner Parton's now a couple cars back, but it is on the inside. And now here comes the 5, Nicholas Samadillo. Looking to the inside here of the 83 of Braden Perez. And he takes that spot away. Tanner Parton in the 8 also looking to follow suit as well. All over the gearbox of Braden Perez, and now looking to the inside as they head here into 1 and 2. Parton is going to take that spot away, and now here comes Williams and Brennan Wilmington on the inside looking to follow suit as well. Braden Perez slipping back, still on that outside lane. Approaching halfway home here from the Richmond Raceway, and Noah Clifton, ever since he took the race lead, has dominated, but the last couple of laps, the cars behind have been starting to close in ever so slightly. Now Aja Baranowskis is up into the second position and has been taking small chunks out of that 55's lead. He's got the gap now down to under 2 seconds. And of course, here in probably just a couple of laps' time, we will probably see the pit window open. Of course, it might get extended just a little bit because these guys are probably able to save a little bit under that caution flag. So we'll see when everybody elects to come down the pit lane. But Baranowskis in that one might just be the fastest car on the racetrack at the moment, continuing to chip away at Noah Clifton's lead. Now down to 1.7 seconds is that number 1, Justin Zeidel, in third, trying to fend off the 48 of Marcus Glitch. John Anderson, the 79, looking to continue his march through the field, and here we go. Down the pit lane is Justin Zeidel. Duncan Ward and Avery Alford. I don't know if anybody else selected to come down. Bradley Bradshaw in the 07 also did come down the lap before, but here we go. Our first 3 are down pit lane. And here comes your race leader, Noah Clifton, Angel Olvera, and quite a couple others, including Fitzy and Tanner Parton in the 8 machine. A couple of these other guys looking to stretch it long. Baranowskis definitely looking to stretch it long there in the 1 machine. Maybe even looking to catch a caution. Really aggressive pit entry there from Nicholas Samadio in the 5. He's going to gain a couple spots here on pit entry. Braden Perez and Brennan Wilmington were also in that time around. And now here comes the one of Artur Baranowskis diving into the pits in that number 1 machine. We also got a couple more cars that stayed out. Jay Knapp, Logan Williams, Luna Lona, and Bruno Giacomo. They're going to come down here on lap number 47. And there is the 55 of Noah Clifton merging back onto the racetrack. Have to see where he cycles out here in all of this. There's the 75 of Justin Zeidel. Coming out behind the 86 Carson Miller and the 40 of Angel Oliveira. There's Fitzwater in the 52. Tanner Parton quite a ways up the road from him, though. Definitely be interesting to see where everybody does eventually merge back onto this racetrack at. There's the one of Artur Baranowskis. The 55 of Clifton is going to get by. Ooh, Braden Perez in the 83. I don't like the looks of that. I think he had a slow stop. He did. Braden Perez with a slow stop in the 83 down to 29th. Is the 83. That is absolutely not what Braden Perez needed. John Andrews with a bit of a slow stop as well in the 79. Falls behind the guys that he wanted to try and finish ahead of. Zachary Fitzwater's up into 18th. Tanner Parton in the 8th is quite a bit up the order. He's now up into 12th. And that 8 machine. So as they run right now, it would probably just come down to these 3, and it would be Parton that would have the advantage going into Pocono. But after everything is said and done, Noah Clifton is out front. But I will tell you what, Baranowskis must have had a really quick stop because she's only going to come out under a second behind the 55 of Clifton. So that gap really shrunk down between these two. Noah Clifton, though, has the warmer tires for the time being. Baranowskis looks to kind of have more of a long-run car that last time around. I guess if you're Noah Clifton in this scenario, you need to try and just pull away as much as you can, because as this run goes along, that one is probably going to start to come alive, although it might already be a bit too late, as Baranowskis took a 10th out of the race lead there that last time around. And Braden Perez in the 83. Officially, after everything cycles out, is going to come out in the 29th position. So that's going to be a single point for Braden Perez if he finishes right there, which is not what he needed at all. Brennan Wilmington, the 98, must have had a bit of a slow stop as well, and if he does finish back here, that's probably going to take him out of championship contention from Pocono. We'll have to see where everybody does line up once everything is said and done, but a really tough break there, especially for Braden Perez and Brennan Wilmington. But up front, this race is far from over as Baranowskis continues to close in. She closed in quite a bit that last time by, now down to just 0.3 of a second. That one car is on absolute rails right now here at Richmond and looking to take the win away from the 55 of Noah Clifton, but Clifton pulled away about a 10th that last time around. I would undoubtedly say that these two are probably the quickest cars on the racetrack at the time being, but we'll have to see if Clifton can close into the 83 of Braden Perez, because I am sure he does not want to go a lap down in that 83. We got the 07 of Bradley Bradshaw ahead of him, which, let's see, is ahead of him on the racetrack, so that will be one car that Braden Perez could probably for sure pass before the end of this race. Dr. Baranowskis closing in a little bit that last time around, but Angel Oliveira from the 3rd position closed in quite a bit. Got the gap down to under 2 seconds. Side by side back here for 4th. Anthony Hernandez looking for another good run there in the 88. Ricky has had a spectacular showing, especially here in the second half of the season. Now running inside of the top 10 in points and looking for another good run there for Webb Racing Enterprises. Marcus Glitch here inside the top 5. Still a great run for that BK Industries Chevrolet. Dylan Matthews with another good run there in 6th. 7th right now is Justin Zeidel. 8th is Nicholas Samadio. So good run going for the 5 after starting on the last row of the grid. Carson Miller right now running in 9th. Duncan Ward trying to hold on here to the final spot inside the top 10. He's under fire here, though, from the 27 of Ace Garcia. Tanner Parton in the 8. Still running, well, now in the 13th position. So Parton looking to take the points lead, heading into Pocono. And for the race lead, though, up front, here comes Aja Baranowskis to the inside of the 55 of Noah Clifton. And we'll clear for the race lead here off of turn number 2. It's in our offline tradition. We gotta miss a pass for the race lead. And now it's Aja Baranowskis going to take it away in the 1, but right in front, Bradley Bradshaw is ahead. Braden Perez in the 83 got by that 07 machine, but now the leaders have to put him a lap down. But I'll definitely tell you what, Angel Oliveira might not be out of this. That 40 car has been closing in a ton these last couple of laps. Now Aja Baranowskis here going to have to deal with the 07 of Bradley Bradshaw. Going to go down the inside here, going through turns 1 and 2, and is going to clear Bradshaw there quite easily off of 2. We know Clifton not going to catch him in the best spot there going into 3 and 4. We'll have to see if he can pass him here on the inside going into 1 and 2. It looks like he's going to do just that. And now Angel Oliveira is under a second now to the 1 of Aja Baranowskis. So this might end up being a 3-horse race for this win. Baranowskis in the 1, now your race leader looking to try and hang on. For Vision Motorsports, now Angel Oliveira tasked with trying to get around this 07 of Bradshaw. To the inside here going into 3 and 4, going to take that spot away. Might have got held up a little bit through 1 and 2. But that's not stopping the 40, closed in again that last time by. We are going to have a 3-horse race for this race win here from Richmond. And right now, Baranowskis is leading. Noah Clifton still might have something in the chamber in that 55. And Angel Oliveira is absolutely hustling in that 40 machine, looking to get in on this lead battle. Braden Perez still in front of these guys in the 83. At this point, probably hoping for a caution flag or anything of the sort so we can get this field bunched up so we can try and get some positions back. But as the laps tick down, it's getting to be too late for that to happen. Baranowskis looking to try and pull away from the 55 of Noah Clifton, but here comes Angel Oliveira looking to close in on second. Peeking to the inside here, maybe looking for a move here into 1 and 2. Not quite going to get there just yet. Noah Clifton's going to block the bottom, but Oliveira is right there on the gearbox. Heading here into 3 and 4. Still Clifton holds on, blocks that bottom lane. Oliveira, though, not giving up in the 40. Going to dive it here into 1 and 2, and here we go for second. Angel Oliveira side by side with the 55 of Noah Clifton. And through 3 and 4, Angel Oliveira is going to take the second position away. So now we'll see what that 40 car might have here for the 1 of Aja Baranowskis, who's trying to reel in the 83 of Braden Perez. Oliveira went a little bit wide there, though, through 1 and 2, and Noah Clifton is right back to the gearbox of that 40 machine. But this time by it's 10 laps to go here from the Richmond Raceway. Taking a quick look at where your championship contenders are at. Braden Perez still there now in the 28th position. Bloomington in 27th. Zachary Fitzwater in the 52 right now, running in 19th. And Barton is actually falling down the order a little bit. He's now fighting for the 13th position once again with the 27 of Ace Garcia. But last time around was in 14th, so kind of locked in a battle of his own. Back there is for the lead. Angel Oliveira takes it away and dives it to the inside of Braden Perez. Oliveira having none of that lapped car nonsense, laps Braden Perez and takes the lead away here on lap 76, but this still is not over. Perez looking to try and take his lap back. He's got a good run here off of 3 and 4. But Oliveira looking to hang on, looking to pull away from Aja Baranowskis and Noah Clifton. As well now as the 83 of Braden Perez. That was a great run through 3 and 4 by Angel Oliveira, and is now trying to pull away with this race lead. with just 6 coming to 5 laps to go here from Richmond. With where everybody is running right now, this is definitely going to be an interesting battle heading into the final round at Pocono, but it does look like, unless something crazy happens, Tanner Parton will go into that race lead, or go into that race with the points lead. Excuse me there. Luna with a bit of a bump and run there on the 27 of Ace Garcia. Zachary Fitzwater will probably take second on the points, and Perez will probably fall down to third, but with how tightly bunched those three guys are, those three will probably still be going absolutely at it at the Pocono Raceway. But here from Richmond, we just got 3 coming to 2 laps to go. Angel Oliveira pulling away from Aja Baranowskis, Noah Clifton, and Braden Perez with this race lead. What a race this has been from the Richmond Raceway. And what a drive it has been for Angel Oliveira. About flew under the radar about all day long, but really came alive here in the last couple of laps, and is now going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K from the Richmond Raceway. Aja Baranowskis looking to take BO Racing to victory lane, I believe, for the first time this season. And through turns 3 and 4, Angel Oliveira is going to win the penultimate race of the season here from the Richmond Raceway. Angel Oliveira wins the Smithfield, Virginia 100K from the Richmond Raceway. Baranowskis comes home in second. Noah Clifton rounds out your podium. How about Anthony Hernandez there in fourth? And how about Marcus Glitch bringing it home with a top 5? Going back here, Tanner Parton comes home in 12th. I believe you are looking at your points leader heading into Pocono. But I'll tell you what, Zachary Fitzwater moved up quite a bit there in those last couple of laps. Ended up coming home on the 15th position. So not a bad recovery there, all things considered, for Zachary Fitzwater. Unfortunately, I don't think the same thing can be said for Braden Perez, coming home in the 27th position. Ended up getting one more spot there. J Knapp in the 23 might have run into a bit of an issue. Had to come down the pit lane once again, but that is really going to shake things up a little bit going into the final race of this season. And definitely intrigued to see how everything will play out. But overall, what a race here from the Richmond Raceway. And in the end, Angel Oliveira is going to take home the win there for BO Racing. So great stuff there for them and that team. Aja Baranowskis gave Noah Clifton a really good run for his money there towards the end of the race, but still going to come home there in the second position. Noah Clifton dominated the first half, but just had different cars come alive in the second half. But still coming home with a podium finish there is at 55. Anthony Hernandez with a great run comes home in 4th. Marcus Glitch is 5th. Nicholas Samadillo with a fantastic run comes home in 6th. Like I said, started on the last row of the grid. So great stuff there for him. Dylan Matthews comes home in 2nd. Carson Miller is 8th. Justin Zidell 9th. And Brad Stover in the 81 is going to round out your top 10. And of course, Tanner Parton brings it home in 12th. Fitzwater 15th. And then Braden Perez with a very unfortunate outing here from Richmond. Had a fast car on the early stages, fell back a little bit into the clutches of the other championship contenders, and just must have had a slow stop on pit lane and ends up coming out in the 29th position. Still made up a few positions under that run, but still coming home in the 27th position. I still believe that will be 1 point for the 83 of Braden Perez. So going to put him at a little bit of a deficit going into Pocono, but still is definitely going to be manageable for the 83 of Braden Perez. And I do believe after everything is said and done, we still might have cars in championship contention, or mathematical championship contention, I should say, but it looks like Tanner Parton, Zachary Fitzwater, and Braden Perez, those are your 3 guys that are going to be going at it for the championship in the season finale next week at the Pocono Raceway, the Haas World Championship 200K. But what a race here tonight from the Richmond Raceway for the penultimate round of the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. And what a win for Angel Oliveira and BO Racing. But yeah, really going to be interesting to see how this championship will shake up here tonight after everything is said and done. And yeah, really looking forward to the next race out, the Haas World Championship 200K from the Pocono Raceway, your season finale for the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. That will be going up next Saturday, August 23rd at noon Eastern Time. So that is definitely going to be a fun race, and cannot wait to see how it plays out and who ends up taking home the championship for the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. Like I said, that race will be coming up next Saturday, August 23rd at noon Eastern Time. So really hope to see you all there. It's been an absolutely incredible season here in the Haas IndyCar Series season, and cannot wait to see how everything will close out. But once again, a huge congratulations are in order for Angel Oliveira and BO Racing, your winners here in the Smithfield, Virginia 100K from the Richmond Raceway. And I will see you all next week for the season finale of the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. Also got quite a lot of stuff coming up that week. We have, I believe, Daytona for the Wawa Cup Series. You've got the season opener for the Lenovo Pro Series and the Turkey Hill Truck Series. One of the most exciting weeks of racing we have here on the channel. Got a lot coming up, and cannot wait to see how all that will play out as well. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next week, Saturday, August 23rd at noon Eastern Time, for the finale of the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. With all that being said, though, you all take care and have a good one. Here is your point standings after race number 19 of the season.